There are long term consequences to years and years of social programming that tells us that black women are the least desired. And on top of that, when you incorporate colorism and fat phobia, the reason why a lot of black women don't know how to date is because we never had the options or the chance to date.
Man, that's
If
bullshit,
we're all
dude. I gotta stop already, and we only 20 seconds in. That's bullshit. Talking about they didn't have the opportunities. What are you talking about? And then she's talking about fat phobia. Look, it's simple, man. I'm not on here trying to spread hate or none of that. It's just you have to be self-accountable. This goes for men or women. If you want something, you have to put in the work for it. That goes for dating too. Like if I want a specific caliber of woman, then I need to be that counterpart as a man. You know what I'm saying? I need to be everything that she would want in a man. If she wants me to be financially stable, I have to get a good job. If she wants me to be fit, I have to go to the gym and work out and be fit, you know? Everybody has the opportunity. As a black man, I see this all the time, man. And I hate to admit it because I'm a black man and it's my community, but the black community is the community that's like the biggest victims, man. Like mindset wise, I'm not saying that they are the biggest victim. I'm saying that they have zero accountability is what I mean. And I hate to say it, I really do. But I always hear black people blaming something on someone else. And I'm starting to see it more in the other races too. It's just like a younger generation thing now as well. But specifically the black community, when it comes to any topic, they always want to say, we haven't had the opportunities. She said colorism. She brought up colorism, saying that people being programmed to like specific colors is one of the reasons that black women didn't get the opportunity. That's nonsense, man. That's nonsense. Beauty is beauty, no matter what, you know, and everybody acknowledges that. You might have some people that have preferences and they don't want to date a specific race, but that's always been a thing. I promise you, if you're a beautiful woman, it doesn't matter what color you are, what shade you are, there's going to be a man out there that wants to date you. I promise you. You just have to take accountability, man.
already the least desired demographic. It then becomes a game of, well, if black women are the least desired, then who of us is the most desired out of all of us being least desired? And that is where colorism, texturism, featureism, and fat phobia play a significant role. Not to mention, I think that us being the least desired demographic leaves us very vulnerable to being manipulated by men who know that, aka black men. Black men know that we're the least desired demographic. And for a good bit of them, they use that to their advantage. If black men know that at large black women are not seen, not heard, not valued properly, not appreciated in the workforce, not taken seriously, all those things, all it would really take for a lot of us to feel special is to be noticed. For a lot of black women, the thing that hooked us into a man at first was the fact that he noticed us in a way that society does not. And that is sad in and of itself, but I think that a good bit of black men use that to their advantage. All they have to do is know.
Okay. This sounds like she's speaking from personal experience. It sounds like she might have been taken advantage of in the past and she's kind of like projecting it on everybody. But what's the problem with a black man showing you attention? If he's doing it just to, you know, smash, I can promise you he's not doing it just to you. That's just that guy. That's just a POS guy. That's what that is. And you didn't have the ability or the skill set to weed him out and see that. I'm not an expert, but I do know that whenever I'm trying to date a woman, at the very beginning, I ask all of the serious questions. I ask all the serious questions. You shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't have sex with the person for a decent amount of time, few months, and then you should go on proper dates out in public, you know, where y'all can sit down and talk. I think the first date always should be tea or coffee, always. So that way you get to sit down, you look at each other, and you get to find out what this person's about. It's like an interview dang near. And it's a little bit harder for them if they have to sit there and look you in the eyes and there's nothing else going on around. You can't play there's no bowling going around. There's no watching a movie. There's none of that. It's just you two. It's a little bit harder for somebody to look you dead in the face and lie. Plenty of men do it, but it's just a little bit harder. So you just have to do your due diligence to weed out bad people, whether you're a man or a woman. She's not wrong when she says that black women are the least desirable. Statistically, that's true. You know, they're chosen the least amount. But I think that's for a myriad of reasons. It's like they're not as traditional as our grandmothers used to be. Like, black women used to be the most married out of any race, out of any demographic. So a lot of times people forget that. So I think that's the first step right there, is black women are becoming less and less traditional. They're forgetting, you know, the teachings of their grandmothers and great grandmothers. And number two, this might even be the biggest part right here. They're picking the wrong guys. I can't tell you how many times in the black community, if you're a black person, you know what I'm about to say is facts. They basically ridicule the smart black men in the community. It's crazy to me. The black men who show the most potential at an early age with their intelligence are the ones who get ridiculed and roasted and shamed the most for being smart. They would prefer the hood dude who can fight or the hood dude who's good at sports. They don't look at the important things, in my opinion. They want the thrill and the exciting things. You know, they don't want the stable things. They want the sporadic. They want the spontaneous. They want the invigorating feeling of dating somebody who's a loser, who's, in my opinion, is a scrub.
Notice you, compliment your work ethic, compliment your skills, compliment you as a person. And for a lot of us, we are hook, line, and sinker because we're so deprived of receiving that kind of recognition in life in general. When you go the majority of your life not being noticed romantically or not being seen and valued in the way that you need, when someone comes along and gives that to you, you latch on. Makes sense to me. And you don't want to let go because there's no telling when you're going to get that same recognition again. I think black men be knowing that and using that to their advantage. I think a lot of us end up choosing poorly because we latch on to the guy who notices us and ignore.
Why does she have to use quotes when she said choosing poorly? You don't need to air quote it if it's true. You just choose poorly.
All their red flags, or we're being love bombed, or we're downright being set up and manipulated into an abusive situation that's going to happen down the line. It's hard to choose properly when you are so deprived of social affirmation. And this idea that we're supposed to only be okay with our approval, sure, but we need for our approval and how we see ourselves to mirror how the world sees us. And if I think I'm the shit, but the world treats me like shit, it's really hard to maintain.
Look, that's results. If I go out into the world and the world tells me you are this, that's what I am. You can feel a certain way all you want to, but when it comes to like performance out in society, that's what you are. If I were, let's say I was 250 pounds, I'm only 5'10", so that would mean that I'm obese. I'm fat. If I went out at 250 pounds and I tried to go date women and I'm not getting any numbers, I'm not getting any look, I'm not getting any, requests back on Instagram after I try to follow them, I'm not getting none of that. That's data. That lets me know something is wrong. Something is wrong and you need to figure out what it is. Oh, bingo. I'm not attractive. This is a problem, man. We got too much delusion going on. She said, if I feel like I'm the shit, but the world treats me like shit. Well, why? Why do you think so? Let's use some critical thinking. I think a lot of people have a hard time. They don't like getting their value from other people. But that's the only place that you can actually get it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like, we have to start being more realistic about our value. You can feel great all you want. That's good. Personal value is important. Self-esteem is important. I'm not going to lie and say it's not, but you got to think about it. If we all walk around thinking that we're perfect because we feel like it, then why would we ever self-improve? Kind of irritates me, man. People just want to live in a bubble. They just want to be reassured that they're perfect the way that they are. They don't need to make any changes. They don't need to self-improve. No, man. No, that's not how it works. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all thought about this video in the comments. It kind of stressed me out a little bit because I didn't hear any accountability. I didn't hear anything to where she was like, this is what I've done wrong. This is how I could improve. This is how we could get better results in the dating market. I just didn't hear none of that. You know, and obviously there's some things that are going to be out of your control. Like, let's say you're a white man and you move to Atlanta and you're trying to find a nice white woman to date. That might be a little bit harder since Atlanta is like known for being all black pretty much. You know, you got some white people there too, but it's just, it would be much, much harder for you to find it. Or let's say you're a black person trying to date in like a small town in Arkansas. You know, it'd be a little bit difficult, but there's way more that's in your control than things that are not in your control. So we just got to start looking in the mirror and taking accountability and taking criticism from other people and using it for the better. It's not always, criticism is not always negative. It's not always to put you down. Sometimes it's to bring awareness so you can bring yourself up. You know, we got to start looking at it like that. No hate to this woman, man. This is just how she thinks about dating, you know, and that's fine. If she wants to continue to get the results that she gets, then keep thinking the way she thinks. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link to her TikTok in the description. So if you want to check her, you know, her profile out, you can. But let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, go ahead and roast me, whatever you want to say. I don't mind at all. But while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.